Okay, this video is actually a response for all the guys that are complaining actually about the remakes. All guys that says that we don't need a remake for Bloodborne, we don't need a remake for any of the Souls games. And for me actually this is like a huge mistake because dude, like, why not? We had like the remake for Demon Souls, and for me the remake was amazing because remake looks like stunning actually. The graphics are amazing. The game, Demon Souls, is actually on PlayStation 3. So you can play it actually on PS5 because it doesn't exist actually in the library. So what you need to do to play Demon Souls? It's like crazy. You actually need to find a PlayStation 3, or you will have to emulate it actually on PC. So it's like crazy. It's like very hard actually to play Demon Souls. If we didn't have the remake, we Demon Souls, it will be like forgotten actually. It will be like over actually. It's like it's my least favorite game actually of Souls games. I don't like Demon Souls that much, but still, it is like some good things actually about Demon Souls, and it's like the origin actually. It's the game that started all this Souls franchise, all these amazing games actually. Elden Ring, started the Dark Souls trilogy, Bloodborne. I mean Sekiro, it's like another thing. It's like completely different. But without Demon Souls, we couldn't actually had all those amazing games. And actually, this actually the same for me for Bloodborne. Bloodborne, I do actually run Bloodborne sometimes. I do some speed runs, but the 30 FPS is actually the frame rate is really bad in Bloodborne. Frame rate is really bad. The chalice dungeons, they are pretty tedious actually. They had like some really amazing bosses, but unfortunately, to get to those bosses is like it's it's really tedious actually. It's kind of boring because the materials that you need to gather, I mean, and far for, and also the traversal is a bit annoying and tedious. But some bosses, I mean, are really amazing. I really actually liked some bosses in Bloodborne. And actually, I'm thinking of doing like a cleanup of all the challenge dungeons. I tried like to do like a speed run. Even a speed run, I mean, and challenges is like almost impossible because there is a lot of keys you need to gather, especially in like the final chalices. And I mean, the early chalices are a bit simple, but the other chalices, I mean, all the materials that you need to gather, and also the traversal is a bit actually tedious. So I honestly think the remakes are good for everyone. I mean, the remake doesn't harm a game because the original game is there. I mean, even if for Resident Evil 4, they did the remake Resident Evil 4 remake, and some people were complaining about the remake. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is a timeless masterpiece, and I do agree. Resident Evil 4, the original, is crazy. That game actually was really like a masterpiece back in the time. I mean, like it was released I think in 2005 or 4, and the game was absolutely crazy. Like the jump from Resident Evil 3 to Resident Evil 4 was some like genius stuff. Honestly, it was like crazy. Honestly, the people who actually created this game like 20 years ago, those guys are genius. I mean, Capcom have some good games also. Capcom is I like the Onimusha series. Now they are like bringing Onimusha, the Way of the Sword, and I'm really hyped actually for that game. That game looks actually amazing. I also am looking forward to like Phantom Blade Zero. This game also looks like really good. I mean, the combat and all that shit. It reminds me a little bit of Black Myth Wukong. You know, Black Myth Wukong was amazing actually. But I really liked Black Myth Wukong. So, dude, like the remakes doesn't harm. So we had like the Resident Evil 4 remake, and it had like some really good stuff in it. But and the Resident Evil for the original one, it will exist forever. I mean, so nobody is wasting is losing anything actually. If you wanna play the Resident Evil original, you have it, you can play it, you can enjoy it, and there is also the remake, you can enjoy it, and the remake does add some things. You know, the remake is does add. You know, you have now like two amazing games, and that's what I'm actually talking about. And the remake actually, you can do like multiple remakes because now, like for Resident Evil One, they already make a remake actually for Resident Evil One. And there is rumors that maybe there is another remake for Resident Evil 1 that it will not be like with this, they call it the camera, the tank control or whatever. It will be like you're playing Resident Evil 4. It will be like the third person actually camera, you know. Like you're playing Resident Evil 4 or like Resident Evil 2 remake, and you are playing actually in the castle actually in the Spencer Castle in the Resident Evil 1. That will be amazing. Imagine they will give us Resident Evil 1 the remake or like the final edition or whatever they will call it. That will be amazing, and this is actually can happen also to Bloodborne. We can get a remake right now that will give us like better frame rate, maybe some better graphics, you know. And the lore, I'm sure that they will like conserve the lore. People that are like scary about the lore or whatever, dude, you can play the original game for the lore. Now we need some some good frame rates actually for Bloodborne. We need some, you know, we need a boss rush mode. You know, we need like all the bosses that actually exist actually in the challenge dungeons. We need to have a boss rush for them. You know, if we want to fight all the bosses, we don't have to go through all the chalices. And I will do actually a video. You know, I will do some videos actually going through all the chalices because I had a request actually from some actually of my viewers. They were asking that I will do all the bosses for all the chalices because I do like those marathons, you know, for all the Souls games, all the bosses, all Soul games, speed run with like different weapons and shit. And I will do like a speed run, not a speed run, but like a complete run of all the chalices. You know, there is some amazing bosses actually in chalices, and there is also some amazing enemies in some areas. I remember because I did it only one time actually when I actually uh, finished like Bloodborne for the first time. I did all the chalices like it took me like a long time actually, but I've seen like some amazing bosses actually in the chalices, and it's actually a waste that we can't fight those bosses like in a boss rush mode. You know, they did that actually with Sekiro. We had like those you know these reflections and shit. We can fight like a lot of bosses in those reflections, so you don't like need to play the whole game. And even in Sekiro, the game was like pretty good, and you can play it. You can do the speed of the game. But the problem with Bloodborne that the chalices had like a huge number of amazing bosses. But the problem is that the chalices, to do all of them, you need a lot of materials and not a lot of farming, a lot of time wasted actually, a lot of tedious traversal and shit to get to those bosses. So this is actually was the problem. So guys, I think you are actually wrong. People that are saying that oh Miyazaki saved us because he said no to the Blue Point remake, this is absolutely wrong. Guys, the we need those remakes are not going to harm the original games. I mean, remakes doesn't harm the games. Remakes make the games better and give a lot of value to the players. So I hope you understand that very very well actually. And this is and that's it for this video actually guys today, and thank you so much actually for watching the videos. For anyone who supports actually my speed runs, my challenge runs, my my opinion videos like this one, thank you so much guys, and I hope to see you again next time.